Mr. Chairman, sir, under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business, I raised this matter to discuss about the matter relating to the decision of the government to hand over the Tura Medical College to private entity for its operation and management. The decision has led to public dissent and opposition, the opposition emanating from genuine apprehension of the negative ramification of such decision on medical education, access to affordable and quality health care, particularly to the poor and the weaker section of the people. And the fact that the issue is already causing a huge public dissent from the fact that the medical college in question is the first and the only medical college being established in Garo Hills region, wherein the investment for the whole infrastructure created is from the public exchequer, originally meant for the establishment of government medical college, with the Tura Civil Hospital as the attached teaching hospital of the government medical college under the assistance from Government of India. And the matter is of urgent public importance, and therefore I raised this short duration discussion. And this discussion, I'm confident and expect that it will give complete clarity on the pros and cons, and also guide the government in the right direction, keeping in mind the sensitivity of the case and keeping in mind the overall aspiration of the people of the state of Meghalaya and the people of Garo Hills in particular. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to draw the attention of the government on this very core issue of establishment of medical colleges, how the state grappled to find answers and ways and means. It was necessary to have medical college. We are fortunate that the government of India, in fact the nation, has a robust system to enable the aspiring students of every state, even those students who belong to states where there is no medical colleges, to have access to medical colleges to pursue their career in medical education, and enable the states to have their required doctors and serve and take care of the whole health delivery system. Meghalaya is one of the states which has benefited out of this. Mr. Chairman, you and I, from the same alma mater, RIMS, because RIMS was established by NEC, funded by MHA. That time NEC was under MHA. And because of the constraints of the states to establish medical colleges from their own fund, Government of India had to intervene and create such institutions. That is the beginning. And we are fortunate today that RIMS over the periods have evolved, have reached that level where they are providing not only undergraduate courses of studies, but also postgraduate. Courtesy, Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, that today Meghalaya has substantial number of specialists as well, including Mr. Chairman, sir. It is because of these institutions, of the government-run institutions. So these are the avenues and opportunities that the government institution provides, unlike anything which is run by the private or anything that is run in association with private entities. We have done exhaustive due diligence on the pros and cons of running medical institution, medical college on a PPP mode. We engage international consultant, the subsidiary of World Bank itself, to somehow structure a format which can be leveraged upon and by which we can really comprehend the challenges and difficulties and the nuances of this whole approach. And in fact, I would like to remind this August House, then when this kind of fund was not yet available from Government of India, we were grappling to find sources of fund. We were knocking the door of the government of India again and again. Me being the professional from medical fraternity, I always had this dream that Meghalaya should have a number of medical colleges, including in my birthplace, Ampati. Not only in Tura, not only in Shillong, elsewhere also, in other parts. And based on that, while we were awaiting Government of India's response to the request of the state, we were quite aggressive on that. We had to look at other means. That's why the Shillong Medical College on PPP mode. I think we have to remind this August House and ourselves that how we formatted that PPP mode to establish Shillong Medical College on PPP mode. Except the land of the Red Chest Hospital, nothing else. Nothing else, except few quantum of amount of fund as certain investment to take care of, to give effect to that kind of agreement under PPP mode. We did not allow this agreement to leverage upon our existing infrastructure. We did not link the existing hospital like to Shillong Civil Hospital or any such hospitals, so that these hospitals will remain available for us for a government medical college subsequently. It's one of the best deals that the country had ever had in as far as any initiative of the state government for establishment of medical college under PPP mode is concerned. We have ideated, we have find ways and means and how to prevail upon the likely private entity with this minimum available support from Government of India to bring investment and establish medical college on a PPP mode. The fact that it did not come to fruition is a different story. There are many reasons. I would not like to dwell on that, because then it would be a blame game. Yes, it should have been done, because it was only with that land which fulfilled the criteria in as far as the parcel of the land which is required for establishment of medical college. That time it was 25 acres of land. So Red Chest Hospital in the middle of the city, and how we can utilize that one to start one medical college. Honorable Minister in charge, Health, was there when we laid the foundation stone to kick off that initiative. And I would like to urge upon the Minister in charge to look at how we have beautifully crafted that whole, all the terms and conditions, leveraging upon our strength as a Meghalaya, as one of the most favored destinations then. The way we convince the potential investors to partner us in this endeavor, there were many. We zeroed down on one with a proper, transparent tendering process. And somehow or other, we missed this one. But what I'm trying to say is that look at how we formatted when we talk about bringing in private entities to partner with the state to develop a medical college, to establish a medical college on PPP. Completely different. No hospital given, nothing. But at the same time, look at how many seats would have come to the states and the access to the teaching hospital in respect of treatment for all the patients who will be referred to the hospital. And therefore, now, we did not stop there. We kept on working and working. One day when we had a program which was graced by the then Honorable Union Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad under the regime of UPA government, we discussed this issue, reminded him, "Sir, do you remember my request?" He said, "Mukul, I was Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. I can easily understand your problem." Then we discussed. Then he called me to Delhi. Then we discussed again. He said it's a brilliant idea to leverage upon the existing district hospitals and referral hospitals. because these are already infrastructures available with every state. He came up with a cabinet memo. The Union Cabinet approved it. He informed me, Mukul, I'm giving you one. I said, why are you giving me one? You know my problem. If I have one in eastern region, I have to have one in western region. You know the whole political dynamics of the state. He said, Mukul, see, this has been already approved by cabinet. Cabinet has said that Meghalaya also should be given only one. I propose two. But the fact is that we were able to have a breakthrough. Now, to be able to convince Government of India, and every state has benefited today. Look at the record. How many states have levers upon one after another. We are stuck with Tura Medical College, just one. Because after the change of the government, I don't know, for whatever reasons, the whole delay, the whole dislocation. I do not like to blame anybody, but then it is a fact. Why we did not pursue and complete? Because I promised my colleagues also at that point of time that after Tura Medical College, look at we will do in Riboy. We did share this. Today, Riboy, you have medical college from private sector. Riboy will not be eligible anymore under the eligibility criteria. Because the criteria says assistance of the union government to the states for establishment of medical college attached to district hospitals or referral hospitals in the districts where there is no government college nor any private medical college. That is the criteria. So therefore, this delay has not only, it's not a question of revolving around the issue pertaining to Tura Medical College. It's an issue which should be dwelt at length from the perspective of the benefit which should have accrued to the state if we would have known with utmost seriousness the need for expediting this program, this project, to complete on time. Now, another part which I want to share before the August House, to again remind us why this program, why this project, if implemented and established as government medical college, the state stands to gain. Disadvantages notwithstanding, disadvantages have been appropriately, exhaustively articulated by people who are protesting. The citizens, the members of civil society organizations, the students, medical students at large from all parts. Both Garos and Khazis and Jaintias, all Meghalaya medical college students are expressing their concern. Because we have to know, I would come to that aspect, but look at where we are missing. What is the program of this Government of India? In addition to providing the assistance for the establishment of medical college attached to district hospitals and referral hospitals in the state, in the districts where there is no medical college, either private or government. What are the other benefits? The other benefits is that the government will continue to provide fund for strengthening and upgradation of existing government and central medical colleges to increase the number of MBBS, both undergraduate and PG seats. This is the benefit, extraordinary benefit, which will be accrued to the state. Because after establishment as medical college, it will be eligible for fund, for upgradation, strengthening, to be able to increase the number of MBBS, that means undergraduate seats, and also PG seats. Huge opportunity for our youth who look at this medical sector as one of the most, I must say, revered profession to serve our beloved people. And go beyond the boundaries of our state to serve others and come back with laurels. And look at another one. How Government of India has looked at all the likely challenges. Relaxation in the norms for setting up medical colleges in terms of requirement of faculty, staff, bed strength, and other infrastructure. This is a government policy decision. The NMC is guided by this policy. Because last time when we were the minister in charge were replying to my supplementaries, she did refer to the stringent norm of the NFs. But today, let this House be informed that the government of India has adopted this particular policy, knowing fully well the challenges of the states. Because the nation does require doctors, not just the aspirational part of the students or the young men and women who would like to become a member of this medical profession, but at the same time, also the need to ensure that doctors are available everywhere. Just yesterday, Honorable Chief Minister has intervened when we talked about the doctors. Frankly speaking, the gap between the demand and supply is still huge. It will go on increasing as we try to, reach that level where the access to quality health care will be at par with the rest of the developed world, which we are aiming at. We have not reached that stage, but we will have to aim big. We'll have to reach that stage. That's the reason why you require to weaponize these facilities, these programs of Government of India. How we have weaponized the externally aided projects, to see that the funds accrue to the state because of the initiative that we embarked upon more than 13 years back in 2012. So what has been built thus far? Leverage upon it and build more. And sky is the limit, because the aspirations of our youth, the young generation, will only go on surging. It will not be stagnant. Stagnation is bad. Therefore, stagnation is one of the reasons why we get all ailments. Dormancy. We talk about, insulin insensitivity because of dormancy. Likewise, our activity in any sector, we have to see if we are stagnating, this stagnation is leading to dormancy. This stagnation has somehow failed the state to leverage upon these benefits. Therefore, it is important to take this advantage and be sensitive to the sentiments and emotions of our people as well. People of Garhwals think that this is something which has been given to the people of Garhwals. I remember how one small establishment, Meghalaya Board of School Education, was a bone of contention. Every time there used to be politics on Meghalaya Board of School Education, we overcame that. How? We collectively decided, let's once for all, the issue of Meghalaya Board of School Education be not leveraged upon by any adventurous politicians. And we came up with exhaustive measures, enacted the law, amending the earlier principal law, putting Tura as the headquarters in 2006, putting end to all those pulls and pushes, and the narrative which generated that, okay, somebody is trying to, shift it to Shillong, Meghalaya. All these things have been put to end. Therefore, this particular initiative is also designed to be established in those districts where access to healthcare have huge gap in terms of the hospitals available as referral centers. Today, we talk about the district hospitals and referrals. These are secondary referral centers. When Tura Civil Hospital is not able to treat any patient, what is the advice to the patient party? Either to either to Negrims or to other private hospitals in Guwahati, because we are yet to have the tertiary referral hospital in that part of the state. Now, I would like to again refer to another benefit where the ministry also provided to enable the states to overcome any kind of challenges associated with establishment of government medical college, enhancement of age limit for appointment, extension, re-employment against post of teachers, dean, principal, director in medical colleges up to 70 years. These are available provisions, which are the concessions. We have somehow or other agreed on putting the retirement age to all the doctors at par with other employees. This is also one issue which should be examined, because the best of the specialists, best of the doctors, when they are at the peak of their, I must say, brightest part of their career as a medical professional, they retire, and will end up having huge vacancy. The resultant retirement at a very young age, unlike other states. This is also one thing, I think it is corroborative, because Government of India has already included this as an integral part of this policy to allow the states to employ. So there are ways and means. And therefore, it is an opportune moment for the state government. I would like to urge upon the Minister in charge of health, take this opportunity. Be positive to the call of the people. Let us be responsive. We have hurdles, I know. We will share these challenges together. We will shoulder these challenges together. Because at the end of the day, what matters for the people must be our priority, nothing else. I know that Tura, means Shillong, we have embarked upon looking at this need to establish the medical college. It is a milestone. It is an achievement. In fact, Honorable Minister of Health informed me about this. I say that it's a great milestone. It's a benefit of the endeavor that you have put forward along with the team. But at the same time, this should not be the reason for being incapable of going ahead with the original proposal, because then we'll end up losing all other benefits. In this program, Government of India also provide support for, again, strengthening the existing government medical college to establish super specialty hospitals. Look at this. This money you will be able to leverage upon only when we have the government medical college. Therefore, the pros are more than the cons. I would also like to link it with from another perspective. Bringing in private investor to place like Tura, a small town. Garo Hills as a region, it's not big enough. It's like bringing the shark into your pond. Like Gualmas, we call, Garos, we call Najek, bringing the Najek to a pond, fish pond. There will be no more space available for our medical professional in the years to come to look at this private sector in healthcare, providing healthcare facilities. They will be only the employees of these private investors, because the first mover advantage in any form of government, we all know what is the advantage of first mover investor in any field. So, in this crucial sector of health, how bringing in this private investor can really have serious ramification in the whole healthcare sector. It will derail the access to affordable healthcare. Affordable. Healthcare is there today also, but is it affordable? Well, one night the bill comes to 50,000, 60,000, 1 lakh also. I'm following up. Every day, I think all our honorable members of this, distinguished members of this August House must be all updated on this, because we all have our people who are in hospitals. Can you imagine? Somehow or other we have gone wrong in many ways, then therefore these corrections are required by creating these facilities, government-owned facilities, by which we can dislocate this trend of increasing cost of healthcare facilities, which is being dominated by the private sector. Otherwise, there is no other alternative. Yes, there is no other alternative. I have done exhaustive due diligence on this. I'm sure all of us must have done it, but we need to continue to engage and exercise our mind collectively. Share whatever we know. Because when I listen to others, then I know what I don't know. But if we don't want to listen to others, then we will know only what we know. So therefore, I think it is important to see that we share ideas, we share concerns. Certain things we, hesitate to do, we refuse to do because we know what is going to happen. We know what is going to happen. They are not coming for charity. The private entities, they are not coming for charity. So therefore, the access to quality and affordable health care has become a challenge. I actually cautioned the government after I exited the office about the Meghalaya Health Insurance Scheme, MHIs. Meghalaya being the pioneer. The Honorable Prime Minister wrote letters to all the chief ministers saying that Meghalaya has embarked upon this beautiful program for universal health care through very innovative health insurance program to cover all the citizens of the state. They may emulate. You are requested to examine and emulate this program. But today what has happened? This so-called smart card has become, something which has become a trap for the patient parties. You know how? Because we have not engaged with the hospitals to fix the rate. If we buy something, we have to ask the rate. If I'm paying, I should know what is the price. But we have only fixed what is the amount that will be covered by the insurance, but we have not asked the hospitals how much you will take. We did during our time. We fixed it. So initially when we had discussion with all the hospitals, government hospitals and private hospitals, what happened? When we fixed the rate, we looked at all the input costs, everything, and then therefore justified, okay, how much should be for an operation of appendicectomy, cholecystectomy, etc., etc. Then, keeping that margin of profit, which is considered reasonable, justifiable. Then many hospitals, we had to have repeated meetings after meetings. When some of the hospitals said that we are not willing with this rate, we said, okay. But others were willing, we partnered. Then subsequently all others also said, because people with smart card went to hospitals which accepted this smart card. So eventually others also said we will participate. But then predetermined rate was agreed upon. I hope the government will again look at these MHIs also. That's why the cost of healthcare becoming inaccessible. People are surrendering to disease. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, sir, we can have thousands of reasons to agree to this proposal of the people of that part of the state. And challenges are there. I do not say there are no challenges. The Honorable Chief Minister have, to a great extent, articulated all those concerns about the salary. Now, I want to remind ourselves how we engage with Government of India. Over the years, government after government, and during our time, we were able to prevail upon Government of India and the Finance Commission. Read the recommendation of the 14th Finance Commission. When the overall quantum of share of taxes transferred to state, as per the Finance Commission recommendation, was limited to 32%, which was increased to 42%, 10% increase. 10% increase. Collective endeavor of the states at that point of time. So this increase has come from 2015-16 onwards. Today the state is, when we approached the Government of India for all those centrally sponsored schemes, when we said it should be 90:10, like earlier government, we were told, no, you are flushed with money. You are flushed with money because the transfer of share of taxes from 32 has increased to 42%. This is the collective endeavor we have already put. You have to, as a government of the day, leverage upon this money. Therefore, there is no question of saying that there is no money. We had that problem where we had that 32% of the share of taxes when it was transferred to the states. But today, since 2015-16, because of our collective endeavor, the government of India also agreed, the Finance Commission agreed, increased it to 42%. Plus, all the fund which is available through EAPs are able to take care of other things. And another thing, what are the terms of reference usually given to the Finance Commission by the government of India? Whenever any deficit in matter of revenue expenditure is there, the Constitution provides that revenue gap assistance is recommended by the Finance Commission. The Finance Commission will go into details, the whole expenditure on different hats, and particularly on salary and pension hat. This is the constitutional provision. If you have deficit to meet that revenue expenditure, then the onus of responsibility is vested upon the government based on which the Finance Commission recommends. You look at the quantum of revenue deficit grant given to other states who had a huge deficit. Ours were less. So one day I was confronted. Why our revenue deficit grant is less? Because we have more revenue. Why Nagaland had 7,000 plus grant for revenue deficit? Because their revenue deficit was more. So this is how the provision of the Constitution operates. We don't beg. I have maintained earlier also, we don't beg. We go for our entitlement. I'm very happy, last Assembly budget session, the Honorable Chief Minister also said the same thing now. We don't have to beg. It is our entitlement. Therefore, if there is a shortage to meet the salary, you have no problem. You will have a hiccup initially, like your battery not igniting, so somebody pushed, you go, reach the destination. That is how the constitutional provision is provided in this vibrant constitution. They have already taken into consideration all these challenges because in this diverse country, the framers of the constitution, knew how the states will be confronted with challenges, particularly in terms of resources. That's why this whole mandate, every single paisa that government of India transferred to the state is all mandated by this Constitution of India. Nothing else outside the Constitution of India. Nobody can do this because there is no charity that anybody can do, nor government of India can do any favoritism. All those other grants are coming as also covered by this mandate of the Constitution. Therefore, the issue justifying that salary will be around close to 100 crore, it will be. Initially, it will be a little less, but I would like to urge the government, when going gets tough, the tough gets going. So let the government assume upon itself this very principle. It is tough because we are not, state with huge resources. We have constraints. But the whole focus and priority should revolve around the interests of the people, which should be considered, with utmost sensitivity. And in this regard, look at which is the area which is considered as difficult reason to have access to quality health care. Anything to do in deviation of the earlier intent of establishing Tura Government Medical College would only land up in creating unending suffering to our people and will land up in many negative ramifications which will be visible in future, for which we will be blamed. So let we give all that we usually say our best to see that we take cognizance of this as our collective responsibility, and what was considered as due for somebody, it's like children. If we give something to a child to play around, one toy, you take it back, the child will cry. So I think this explains everything. So therefore, I urge the government to see that Tura Medical College is established as a government medical college. Many other things we can discuss, and I have discussed with the Minister in charge of Health. She has said she would like to discuss further. We are always available to discuss and see how we can put our efforts and funnel it together to achieve the objective. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, with all hope and expectation and trust and confidence, I make this submission in the best interest of our people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Rupa Marok, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to take part in this short duration discussion moved by Honorable LO Dr. Mukul Sangma. It was a matter of pride for the people of Garo Hills as well as for the whole of the state when the medical college was allotted to Garo Hills, the first medical college. But when the decision comes for the allotting the management of Tura Medical College on PPP mode, it has become a thing to ponder upon, with all of us putting our heads together. Because in comparison, Garo Hills is economically not so much high with Khasi Hills region. So there has been lots of opposition against this proposal for handing over the Tura Medical College to some private entity to manage the medical college. What the concerns are, which I would like to put forward in this August House, that some of the NGOs, the civil society members, and even the senior citizens, they are putting forward their concerns. Their concerns are medical college should be handled and managed by the government itself, because it is constructed, it is started from the government exchequer. And we have been seeing that in other states, 85% seats are reserved for the students, local students. But here in Tura Medical College, only 50% are being reserved for the local students. That is also a burning topic in these days. And what people are apprehensive are that it may involve high fees in studying there in the medical college if it is handed over to the some private entity to run on PPP mode. Because these private entities are profit driven. They will not come, as stated by the Honorable LO, they will not come here for charity. They will come here for profits. So that is another concern. And the high fees which they will ask from the students from Garo Hills, if that is done, then the students from the not well-to-do families, they will not be able to afford to get their studies in that medical college. I would like to put forward one example. In 2021, in my constituency, Jengzal Subdivisional Hospital was created, and that is also still running under PPP mode. So, it was assured to the people of Jengzal area that it will purely be, it will run on PPP mode, but it will be like any other government hospital. But comparing to other government hospitals, this hospital is charging a bit more than any other government hospitals. So this kind of assurance which the government has given to the people is not there in practical. So I would like to draw the kind attention of the Honorable Minister in charge to look into that matter. And one concern in Jingjal Civil Subdivision Hospital, not even a single birth certificate and death certificate has been issued because no government MO is there to issue the birth certificate and death certificate. They are still getting their birth certificate and death certificate getting done in Asanang PHC, which is still very far from Jingjal. So please take note of that, Honorable Minister in charge. I have already discussed it with Honorable Chief Minister also when I went to see him, but till today it has not been materialized. So these are the things. Sometimes people from Garo Hills, if such kind of things like Khasi Hills, government is taking over the administration of the medical college and the sister medical college in Tura is left out and it is being allotted to run on PPP mode. People feel discriminated sometimes. So we should come together and think about it so that people should not feel discriminated. Sometimes maybe some serious issues may arise out of it. Only the Khasi Hills are getting the share, bigger share. People from Garo Hills, they always say like that. And maybe this will be another reason to another serious issue in future. So we should come together, we should think on this end. There is already a discussion which has already been taken by some civil society organizations with our Honorable Chief Minister, but unfortunately that discussion was inconclusive. But hope that discussion will take another time and this matter and the concerns of the people from Garo Hills will be resolved. With this few submission, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Yani Deshra, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for allowing me to participate in this short duration discussion. Mr. Speaker, sir, the short duration discussion was brought forward by Honorable Elo, and he has spoken at length about the issues pertaining to the Tura Medical College, and prior to me, Honorable Member from Dadeng as well. So I just have few points that I would like to also put forward to the Honorable Minister. Now, when the Tura Medical College was announced, I think the people, not just the people of Garo Hills, but the entire state were very excited, very happy to hear the news. It was like a glimmer of hope because the current situation of medical treatment, especially in Garo Hills, is not very good. We all know that. It's not very good because if we have any kind of serious ailments, we cannot treat them anywhere, whether it is in Tura or other district headquarters, in other civil hospitals as well, or other private hospitals. Even the private hospitals are very limited in their expertise. So therefore, sir, when this announcement was made, it was definitely a glimmer of hope for everyone in the region. Now, the objective of this Tura Medical College was so that every section of the society would get the benefit of this institution. Accessibility was key. Accessibility to all sections of the society. Now, when this announcement from the government that this college will be operational in a PPP mode, it came as a shock. It came as a shock because nobody was anticipating it and everyone was expecting it to be run by the government. Now, again, we have to understand, the Honorable Member from Dading, he has mentioned about the economical drawbacks of the population in Garo Hills. So therefore, people grew concerned about how financially they would be able to afford treatment and to gain benefit out of a medical college that would be run by a private entity. So, therefore, sir, this is one of the major cause of concern. Another point is that regarding the huge investment that the government has already made into the project. It's a huge investment, and the people, they cannot stress this enough, but the investment that has already been made should be directly beneficial to the people. Now, if such a huge after making such a huge investment, if a private partner comes in to readily reap the profits of the infrastructural investment that the government has made, I think that is quite questionable. So therefore, sir, as mentioned by the Honorable LO and member from Dadingri, we are hopeful, we are still hopeful, because a lot of talks are still going on. We are hopeful that corrective measures will be taken by the government, because it is definitely not acceptable by the people, sir. So I would like to urge upon the Honorable Minister as well as the government of the day to take corrective action and bring everyone on board so that we avoid any kind of unpleasant incidents in the future, so that everyone, not just in Garo Hills, in all parts of the state, can have access to this Tura Medical College and gain the benefits of this institution. So with these few words, I resume my seat. Thank you, sir.
Minister, Honorable Minister in charge, to reply, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I want to express my thankfulness to the Honorable LO, Dr. Mukul M. Sangma, for raising this very pertinent issue that I now understand the depth, the sentiments of. And before I proceed in defense of the stand that the government, in the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, has taken, I want to place on record our thankfulness to the Honorable LO, who for so many years has envisioned and has aspired that the state of Meghalaya must have its own medical colleges. Sir, as I was listening to the deliberations of the three honorable members of this august House, the MLA from Dadeng, Mr. Rupert, the MLA from Ampati, Madam Miyani. I feel the burden, this huge, looming burden that seems to be revolving around emotions. Rightly so, people have to express. And the irony of this whole situation, sir, again revolves around the perceptions, the image formations of the doubts that is being woven into this narrative that the government is being unduly unkind to anyone. Government, sir, cannot take that stand. I want to assure the honorable members that this government has founded its decision on factual, ground situations, revolving around decisions that need to be taken on the way forward for the functioning of the Tura Medical College, sir. Please put aside all these doubts, and I request the people who have expressed concern about this model presented before the start of the Tura Medical College. For some strange reason, sir, the word PPP is not acceptable to the people of the state of Meghalaya in all spheres. We have to start taking a call. What do we do? In the earlier years, when the Shillong Medical College was proposed by the Honorable Elona, who was the then Chief Minister, the same word, PPP was initiated. 100 seats at that point of time, including a 500-bedded medical college to be instituted in the land belonging to the government, the Red Beach STB Hospital. And today again, we are faced with the same challenge. Sir, in the background of decision taking, I take this opportunity to clarify a few misconceptions. It is correct that when envisaged earlier, the Tura Medical College was scheduled for an intake of 150 MBBS seats at that point of time as well. It is true that the government subsequently agreed a gap fund in the project. At that point of time, 189 crores, which stood revised to 397.13 crores, vide a sanction order on the 22nd August of 2025. So, sir, at that point of time, Government of India had provided 170.9 crores as per the MOU. And the balance amount was to be provided by the state government, including its state share of 19 crores. And the additional gap funding required beyond the 189 crores was initiated, and therefore, today the total administrative approval of 397.19 crores has been initiated. Chairman, sir, the context of this reference. Today, the state government has become a majority stakeholder in this investment, and hence I would like to put aside the question as to why. With government funding, we must consider a hybrid model of a PPP intervention. Sir, I would also like to place, I'm sure the Honorable LO with his expertise is well versed, but I think I should remind this august House of the biggest challenges: the geographic remoteness of Tura. So we've just completed the procedures of acquisition of NMC recognition, LOP receipt, and other detailed, much difficult challenges for the Shillong Medical College. And hence, I must share some details of those difficult situations, with the hope that I will appeal to the rationale in the minds of citizens who believe that government is being biased. We are not being biased. We urgently require a medical college in the Garo Hills region, and we are determined to go ahead. But will government bulldoze its way through? No. Hence, Honorable Chief Minister is spending hours and hours of his valuable time to engage and consult. But some solution needs to be arrived at, an amicable solution. Are we aware? Are the people aware? Obviously, Honorable LO will be aware of faculty recruitment and retention. You are aware, sir. What are the requirements of these faculties for 50 seats? We need 14 professors, 20 associate professors, 25 assistant professors, the total faculty of 59, tutors, demonstrators, 15 numbers, senior residents, 23 numbers, in total 97 members just for the running of the academic concerns of the medical college. Can that be generated in Tura? Honorable LO, sir, I seek your intervention on this matter. Is it achievable? How are we going to get to that goal? Tell us. The Honorable Chief Minister, in his wisdom, has thought that this being the greatest challenge, we have to maneuver around this challenge. Where do we get these faculties from, Honorable Chairman, sir? If there is a solution on any plate, please serve it to us. This is a government of the people, for the people. What gives them this authority to say that the government is working away from the needs of the people? If we are talking about the underdeserved, the underprivileged, isn't Meghalaya already such a state in totality? Can we segregate populations and say this population is well-to-do and this population is not well-to-do? No. Hence, we are knocking the door of the government. And within the parameters of operation, We have to come up with a solution. If there is a solution for this requirement of expert faculty, please bring it across. I'm sure the Honorable Chief Minister is patiently hearing you out. But we will not bulldoze. Now, we need to ask the same question that the Honorable LO himself has asked. Are we going to achieve this? Are we going to engage on feelings, imaginations, narratives that are irrelevant to the need of the institutionalization of a medical institute that will help the people of Garo Hills also have equal opportunity? We need to set the record straight, Chairman, sir. Under what imagination? Does someone imagine that if a medical college is in Tura, the people of the Garo Hills do not get to study in any other seat assigned to the government of Meghalaya? We are following the roster. Whether you are a Garo, a Khasi, a Jaintia, or anyone from the state of Meghalaya, you have equal access to those seats. We will not marginalize anyone. Everybody is part of that. Honorable Chairman, sir, I have listened attentively to all the debates. When you say underprivileged, when you say the pulls and pushes, when you say responsive needs of the people, when you say derailment of affordable healthcare system, I beg to be corrected if I have interpreted, and I agree with you. I will use the same words that everybody else is using. So the point here again, we have to have a sustained compliance with NMC standards, which requires a stable pool of qualified teaching staff. We need, therefore, sir, to engage actively. Honorable Chief Minister is leading the way. We will continue to engage, but some answers need to be given to government to be able to take the correct redressal for this problem. Sir, we also have to remember that in 2023, sir, while talking about the preparations of the start of the Tura Medical College, the department conducted an in-house survey of doctors, in-service doctors, who were willing to come forward to join the Tura Medical College. And sir, out of all of the doctors who were approached to give their consent, only 20 doctors expressed their willingness to serve as a faculty in the medical college. Far below the minimum of 97 faculty members required even for a 50-seat MBBS intake. So when it comes to the proposed arrangement of the consignor operation and management, sir, in this hybrid PPP, which we can call consignor operation and management model, the ownership of land and the buildings in Doldegre remain with the state government. We are not giving away any asset. So the teaching hospitals of Tura Civil Hospital and MCH Hospital remain under the state operation. Sir, the concessionaire will exclusively operate and manage the medical college, leveraging its network to sister medical colleges and hospitals to ensure qualified teaching faculty. So as far as the seat allocation is concerned, 80 seats are reserved under the state quota and 47 are reserved for the management quota and 23 are under the NRI quota. Why do we need to have this kind of a distribution of seats? We need this because the operator of the medical college will have to sustain the costs to be incurred for the running of the medical college. So the fee structure, we've not even reached to the stage of consideration of fee structure. And it is incorrect to believe that the state government will not look at this, keeping in mind the requirements of the people who will benefit from those seats. They are all Meghalians. All Meghalians will be eligible. And we are yet to sit to decide on the fee fixation. And yes, we are aware that these considerations have to be taken care of with utmost care. Sir, we are all in agreement that this medical college will be the game changer. The game changer that will improve healthcare delivery in the entire region. So the benefits also included in the PPP model already has provisions for patients from Meghalaya to access subsidized treatment at the concessionaire's medical facility, also not just in the medical college, but in any other facility run by the partner. Sir, employment opportunities, there should be no doubt that other than the highly qualified requirements of the teaching faculty, all other vacancies that will arise will be discussed at length at different stages of this proposal. So this alternative method of or model of running a medical college will address the financial constraints and burdens that are likely to arise whenever such highly qualified institutions are instituted in the state of Meghalaya. Sir, government has never said that it will increase hospital fees. We must put this aside. This has never at any point of time discussed, and we have said that nothing changes. On the contrary, though this model will secure the services of highly qualified professors and doctors at no additional cost of the state, and these will be provided by the concessionaire. So the financial structure is also clear. The state government will not pay the concessionaire. Instead, the concessionaire will bear all operation costs. In addition, it will also pay a lease rental of 1 crore annually. The difference in MBBS seats availability under a state-run model versus the PPP approach is significant. Hypothetically, if we were to run the college on its own, faculty recruitment constraints would be likely limit us to 56 seats intake. Of these, 8 seats will go to the All India quota, leaving only 42 seats for the state of Meghalaya. So every year, the numbers of applications that we receive for being considered for MBBS quotas under the state quota are increasing. The competition is getting steeper. The aspirations of the people is increasing. More and more citizens want to be doctors. Now, should we provide them that level playing ground? This is the decision that our government, in the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, is now willing to take forward. We will take this forward. We will continue to discuss, and we will see that while we discuss the running of this institution, we are dictated by the NMC norms, and we need to comply with those norms. No concessions are done for any state, no matter how remote or how distant it is. Sir, let us also clarify that the setting up of the medical college is highly technical. I'd say the most difficult among all educational institutions. The major obstacle for us here is to get qualified and dedicated teaching faculty in order to maintain a very high degree of professional conduct. Sir, if we go for 100-seat intake capacity, the total faculty requirement will go up to 150. And there are subsequent requirements as the numbers of intakes go up. Sir, these are the facts that I am placing before the August House for its consideration, for its understanding. Let me also inform the August House. Before the government had decided on the hybrid PPP model for Tura Medical College, our Honorable Chief Minister had already engaged with reputed medical facilities and institutions, many, just to name one, the Christian Medical College, Vellore. A request was made by the Honorable Chief Minister to handhold the government to run the Tura Medical College in 2024. However, Dr. Vikram Matthews, Director of CMC Vellore, had regretted their lack of manpower to run such an institution. But they were favorable to consider mentoring the college as and when it comes up. Notwithstanding this, the process of the project cycle is almost completed, but not concluded. We are yet to sign the concessionaires' agreement, and there is still room for deliberations. The state government is committed to protecting the interests of our aspiring youth, and in its rightful wisdom, is doing everything that it thinks is ideal for the future of the state and its people. State government will make all efforts to function it like the Shillong Medical College, provided we have sufficient human resources for getting the NMC approval. We may still consider it correct to engage actively. Take this forward. Let's take the people on board so that we do not seem to be displeasing or not listening to any opinion that is being made in this matter. I reiterate, no cost will be increased for treatment of patients. We are looking at the MOU and signing all of these considerations very mindfully. And at this point of time, we look forward to this discussion resulting positively. I thank the honorable members, the Honorable LO, Dr. Mokul Sangma sir, Rupa Marak, and Madam Miani for giving us some insight as to what is being discussed on the ground. I hope that we will be able to jointly attend to all of these imaginations, or is it, I don't know what to call it, Honorable Chairman, because I think the narrative is going all wrong. We want it to result fruitfully, and we look forward to opportunities to re-meet with everybody who has any valuable suggestion to give us. And I have said, in Shillong, the annual fees, including hostels, has been fixed to 30,000 per annum, and then 29,000 for the subsequent years. We should not doubt the government. We will work on all of these details, and I look forward to the Honorable LO to lead us in this very important way forward. We need to address this problem. We need to make sure that medical college in Tura starts in the session of 2026. I long to see that day where we can actually do it. And with these attempts on my part to explain to the best of my capacity, I welcome all suggestions on behalf of the government, and I look forward to see the day that we can inaugurate session 2026 in the Tura Medical College. With these few submissions, Chairman, sir, I resume my seat.
Thank you.
Chairman, sir, if I may be also permitted to supplement the points that have been mentioned in a very, very articulate manner by the Honorable Health Minister. The only reason I feel compelled to add to what has been already very well, as I said, articulated, is because this is something that's very close to my heart also. Sir, I will not go into too much of details, but I would like to rather clarify again on few of the concerns that people have raised. Sir, in the first instance, as a government, it is always our top priority to ensure that our people get the best service possible.
After we have examined the entire process of activating and operationalizing the Shillong and Tura Medical College, many challenges came in front of us, many. And it has been our endeavor from day one to try and make both the colleges to be run by the government. I want to make that very clear, sir. Our leader of opposition had been mentioning about the PPP mode that came up during his time in Shillong. And I'm sure that he went through the same deliberations and thought processes that we are going through today, and reached to the conclusion of having the PPP mode in Shillong because of the challenges that were there financially, infrastructure-wise, and so many other areas, and manpower most importantly. And therefore, this is something that any government of the day would have to obviously look at, balance it out, look at the practical aspect of things and move forward. So without going into details about the PPP in Shillong, way back in 2017 or before that, that government during the chief ministership of our current LO had discussed, there were so many facts, and I don't want to bring out all those facts right now, including issues of finance and all those things that were there, and seats that were meant to be given to the state. So there were different factors that were there, and based on those situations, those decisions were reached. So therefore, it's always very complicated for a government to move forward, keeping in mind the aspirations that the people have, that the medical college must start. Why has it started here and why has it started there? Those kind of issues and concerns also in front of us, that if they have to start, we should figure out a way in which we can do it at the earliest. Many governments have tried in the past. It's been 52 years, and I would not be wrong in saying that we are the only state that did not have a medical college in the last 52 years. Now the private medical college one has started, and now the Shillong Medical College has been given the permission by NMC, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to take forward the Tura Medical College also. So sir, I just want to give that background on why we are moving forward. Honorable Minister has already explained that we have been approaching different organizations, different agencies to see how we could possibly make this operational. To the extent that we even did a survey among the doctors who are serving to find out their willingness. And when I say willingness, sir, it does not mean that they are qualified. They are willing, but they have to be qualified also. The 20 of them were willing, but some of them were actually not even qualified. So there is a huge challenge when it came to the manpower, and this was specifically, as I said, for the Tura Medical College. Sir, at the same time, for Tura Medical College, just to share, I think yesterday, just like to remind, Honorable LO had mentioned about his constituency, and he was quite agitated, we all remember, when he mentioned that there was no doctor in the PHC. And that is a fact, sir. And we shared with everybody that we are working towards it. We have appointed 500 doctors in the last 3-4 years. And therefore, if you look at the situation, that even to run our PHCs and CHCs, even to run our district hospitals, even to run the civil hospitals, and the mother and child hospital, the maternity hospitals, we actually don't have sufficient manpower even for the basic services to be provided in the PHCs, CHCs, and the civil hospitals. In a rough estimate, the basic minimum requirement of about 90 plus specialists are required just in the Garo Hills region. 90 plus specialists are required. And just for the knowledge of the House, we have only 54 right now. So we have close to almost 50% deficiency in terms of manpower as specialists, even to run our civil hospitals and the different district hospitals. So therefore, the challenges when it comes to the running of medical college will be even far, far more. So those challenges are there in front of us. Recently, sir, there was an article in one of the leading newspapers I was reading, because I was doing a lot of research on this, where it mentioned that, Mr. Speaker, sir, that even the aims that are coming up in different parts of the country today, the aims also are having close to 50% deficiency in the manpower, about 40 plus, but close to 50% deficiency in terms of manpower to run the medical colleges. I also would like to share that we had been targeting for our manpower in Shillong and moved every possible, lines and angles that we could, targeting the 150 seats that we would like to start in Shillong Medical College. And after taking all the manpower, everything that we had, which we could manage, some had given a consent in writing but had not joined us, so on and so forth. Some wanting to join but they're not very sure. Some who have joined but already are saying that they don't want to stay and they want to leave. So many problems like these we are facing in Shillong. And in spite of us targeting and applying for 150 seats and having a manpower that is almost 80%, as per the requirement of NMC, the NMC gave us only 50 seats. So we are struggling to even activate Shillong Medical College, is what my point is. So, sir, this is a very, very genuine and realistic problem that we are saying. The manpower issue is not just something we are just trying to make up. It is a genuine issue, and I'm sure the LO, being a doctor himself, being a person who's very much involved and has knowledge about the medical sector, will tell you. And I'm sure he knows that it is not an easy task. He has said it in his statement. But he has also said that, yes, we have to try. So therefore, we tried. We have gone for all possible options. We have spoken to our own doctors. We have spoken to some of the hospitals which are more for not-for-profit hospitals, and asked them that would like to partner with us, work with us. And from every angle, we have got a negative response. And obviously, time is ticking. I was telling and sharing with some of the members while discussing this, that even if we are able to finalize things now, the first batch of doctors will come out in 2033-34. So therefore, every year we are losing time. Right now, we have about 90 seats that we have. We have 90 doctors who come out every year, which is a huge deficiency. With the 3 medical colleges, one private and 2 from semi-government and 1 government, we're hopeful that we had hoped that number will be touching 400. But again, as I said, NMC gave us a disappointment. Instead of giving 150 seats, they saw our manpower in Shillong. They said, nothing doing. We can't give you 150. You start with 50. So this is the kind of realistic challenge we face for the manpower, and it's a real challenge. We have tried our best. We are still trying, and we're hoping that we'll be able to overcome it. But the issue is that do we wait till we are able to get the manpower, which may take us maybe 4 years, 5 years, even 10 years down the line, with the ambiguity and non-clarity of when this manpower requirement will be met. So do we wait for that, or do we go ahead with this decision and say, look, whatever the case may be, at least we are able to get 80 seats that we're targeting, or 63% of the total seats that the NMC will finally give us. That is the decision and dilemma that we have. And while we have that dilemma, sir, I want to clarify just 3-4 points, very, very short. So first issue was regarding the fees. Everybody has been talking about the fees. In fact, I saw one sheet. I don't have that with me right now. I think Honorable Minister's file will have that sheet. There was a table of comparison between AIIMS, state government, and private medical college. It said private medical college. It did not say a hybrid, partnership between government and private. It said a private medical college. Yeah, this was a sheet. And in this comparison, which I don't know, sir, who has made this, But they mentioned that the tuition fees for the MBBS, if run by the private medical college, will be 50 lakhs to 1 crore. And I think this is really bothering the people a lot. So let me make it very clear on the floor of the House that for those 80 seats, the 63% of the seats that we intend to move forward with, of course, based on discussions that we're doing. That's why Honorable Minister has mentioned that we have not signed the agreement, but we have a decision to move forward or after obviously deep consultation with all our stakeholders and carry everybody along. So I want to make it clear we are a government that has always believed in taking our people along. We believe that there are some misconceptions. We want to resolve and clarify those misconceptions. So first one is this tuition fees. Honorable Minister just mentioned that in Shillong Medical College, the fees will be 30,000. So there is nothing to stop us to make the Tura Medical College also 30,000. I'm saying it right now on the floor of the House. But there is a process. And the process is, there is a committee that is set up. That is what the law mandates. And this committee then studies the entire process and then proposes to the government that this should be the fee. Now, it will be incorrect for us to jump in and simply say that now this is the fees it's going to be. Now, how do we handle that? Very simple. If the fees committee tomorrow comes up and says, for the government quota, the seats should be at 5 lakhs, for example, government will come in and subsidize, pay 4.7 lakhs for every student from our side, from the state, so that the student has to pay only 30,000 rupees. It's as simple as that, sir. So there is no question of 50 lakhs or 1 crore that the students will have to pay for the state quota, that is 63%. But there is a management quota, sir. And in the management quota, there is again a fee structure that is prepared by this fees committee. And when the members were saying which private party will come for charity, yes, sir. They have a cost to run. They have to manage the doctors, they have to manage the professors, they have to manage the associate professors. And that is why that 37% of the rest of the seats that are there, I think it's less than 33%, 37%, because some seats go for NRI quota or something. But whatever the rest of the percentage that will go in the management quota, the fees committee will decide that fees. For those students, it will be a different structure. And that is something that the fees committee and the management group that is there, they will decide, sir. But our 80 students will not be impacted by that fees. That is the clarity which we'd like to make. Our students will pay the 30,000, which is being paid in Shillong Medical College. If the fees committee says we have to pay 5 lakhs, government will come in, we will subsidize 4.7 lakhs so that the student has to pay only 30,000 rupees. So I want to make that very clear, sir, very clear. So please have no inhibition or no kind of confusion that tuition fees will be 50 lakhs and 1 crore if this kind of a hybrid model is coming. Second, sir, I want to be very clear. Honorable LO has also clarified that for a medical college to start, there has to be a hospital that's attached to it. And it was based on his suggestions, as he mentioned in his speech, that this was taken up at a national level. And therefore, for this medical college to start, the civil hospital, Tura, and the maternity hospital, the MCH, was the hospital that was attached to this medical college. Now, so there is a misconception here that the private party will come and run this medical college, will run the civil hospital and MCH. Sir, absolutely incorrect. The hospitals are being run right now and will always be run by the superintendent and by the department and by the doctors who are appointed by the government. Only the students will go and have their practice or whatever the medical and academic requirement is there. And that is a good thing for civil hospital and MCH because the manpower will come and serve there. But the people will get the service at the same cost that they have been getting in the past. And MHIS and other cards will also continue to work as they are right now. And the rates at which the government is providing the service will continue. So there is no question of private party coming in and taking over the services. And as mentioned out here, that hospital charges will be at market or semi-market rate. Sir, in civil hospital and MCH, it will be at government rate. There is no ambiguity about that. Now, what happens next? Sir, as per the expression of interest, the points we mentioned there, was that the hospital will have to be managed by or run by the party that comes in. Now, there's a confusion about that, and therefore I think this is the best place to clarify. The hospital that is being mentioned in this is referring to the hospital that this private party will set up, not the hospital that the government is right now running. Because in the long run, the private party, whoever comes and partners with the government, will have to set up a hospital in the long run, sir. Now, if this private party comes up and sets a hospital up, so it's a private hospital. It's not a government hospital. It's been built up by a private party. It is being, financed by the private party. They will charge as per the rate of a private party. For example, sir, tomorrow, if Apollo Hospital comes to Shillong, to Tura, and sets up Apollo Hospital in Tura, they will charge the Apollo rates. We cannot force them to charge, of course, MHIS will be there. So it's similar to that. So tomorrow Apollo coming in is a private hospital coming in. They will set it up, they will build it, they will put the equipments, they will have their doctors there. And therefore, sir, if you look at it from a larger perspective, it is actually, in a way, a blessing from the point of service point of view. So I don't want to quote this, but of course some of our MLAs, I don't want to name, MLAs, they had certain health issues. And, they had treatment, but the treatment, needed further examination and further, operation and procedures. And they were sent to different hospitals in CMC Vellore and other parts of the country. And therefore, sir, tomorrow, if these kind of setups and hospitals are coming in by the private guys, hopefully our patients will not have to travel all the way to CMC Vellore or to Hyderabad or to Mumbai, and the overall health facilities will upgrade, will improve. Private party has to come in to provide the services. So can you imagine the people have to travel all the way to CMC Vellore, all the way to Mumbai, the travel expenditure, the staying expenditure, the entire stress of being away from home. If these facilities come to Meghalaya, if they come to Shillong, if they come to Tura, the patients who can afford will be happy. My point here, sir, is important to segregate. I think we are trying to combine government facilities with the private facilities. We need to look at them separately. So, sir, keeping that in mind, the people and the members have to realize that they are always saying the rates will go up. The rates will go up. Sir, the rates will not go up for government service, not go up for government procedure, will not go up for government hospitals. They will remain as they are. When a party comes in and sets up their own hospital, now if you say that rate will go up, so that's the private party's prerogative. It's not something that, because they have invested in it. And as I mentioned, tomorrow Apollo Hospital comes in, they will set up, so they will charge as per their procedure. Government has not helped them in any way to set that hospital up. So therefore, I think it is important to segregate between a private government hospital services and the private hospital services, as they mentioned out here, that the hospital charges will go up to market rate. Question is, which hospital? Government? No, absolutely not. I want to make it absolutely clear, there will be no change in that. The private hospital is the prerogative of the private party. If they come up and set up a hospital that's 1,000 crores, that's up to them. Government is not going to help them in putting anything. But on the other hand, we have also put in the concessionaires agreement and the entire expression of interest that they will have to give 50% concession to our people. So those kind of provisions also are being made. So I want to make also this very, very clear, sir, that between the private and the hospital and the government hospital, the difference that is there, sir. So coming to, of course, the fee structures I've already mentioned. Regarding the programs, sir, yes, I would also share this, that so that a lot of people actually are confused about this, that Government of India has funded, and why is now Government of Meghalaya just simply handing it over. Sir, our Honorable Minister has clarified, but I'll re-stress it, that Government of India has given us only 170 crores, period. Nothing more than that. All the rest of the amount of about 130 plus 140 crores today that has been invested by the state government. There is no support from Government of India in terms of the salaries to be paid. The Honorable LO had got into an exhaustive explanation about Finance Commission. So we are all very much aware about Finance Commission. I can go into details and spend another hour and a half explaining how the Finance Commission works. But the point is, sir, these are all aspects that we know are present. But how do we make it happen? It's not as simple. Of course, we can put it, but when we put this, the next Finance Commission will come in. The next Finance Commission, when it comes in, that's when these issues will put in, because current Finance Commission's recommendations have already gone forward. They'll come out with their recommendations very, very soon. So there are a lot of areas which, is simple to just say that, put it in the Finance Commission. It's not so simple, sir. There's a time period. It'll take about 7 to 8 years, 9 years to do it. Now, the question is also not about money as much as it is about availability. Now, obviously, sir, if it's a question of money, we have to pay 10%, 15%, 20% more. Yes, government is willing to go ahead and give that extra amount. But we need the manpower's availability. And again, I repeat that the larger question is the availability of the manpower. Even if we want to pay, the people are not ready to come. That is where we are stuck, sir. So, having said that, and respecting the LO's desire to close the discussion, sir, I would like to simply say that our intention is very clear. We are not here to take away anybody's rights. We are not here to bulldoze as a government. We never ever do that, sir. There have been many instances where you have seen that we have engaged, and if we have found that there is validity and there is another way out, we have been very, very happy to explore the other way if it helps the larger interests. So we are open. I want to make it very clear. But as of now, there were two things only. Number one was that there's a misconception about the information. People are saying that they have to pay 50 lakhs to 1 crore fee. These misconceptions have to go first. And after everybody understands all these facts and figures and knows about these misconceptions that are there, then we can discuss about the possibility of other options. And if the other options are there for us to explore, and we are able to get the manpower, then we can explore, as I said, the alternative options of moving forward in whatever way possible. But we have explored it in the past. We have seen the challenges. It's not that we just simply jumped into it. Last 2 years, we've been working on this option and seeing how to move forward. And after a lot of deliberation, sir, we had to see that this was the only way that we could move forward. There are confusions, so we're ready to engage. We will engage. In fact, next week, I have requested our health department to also very actively clarify all these concerns that are there. And then, based on that, sir, we're open to discussion with the honorable members also. We'll be happy to engage and take this forward. But I thought that I would take this opportunity to clarify some of the points that the honorable members have mentioned. And once again, I thank the honorable Health Minister for a very, very articulate and a very, very good reply that she's given to this particular short duration discussion. With these few words, I resume my seat, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir. In fact, when I wanted to make my submission, the Honorable CM wanted to supplement through his clarification. I'm grateful and thankful to the Honorable Chief Minister as well. And also, I would like to profusely thank Minister in charge, Health and Family Welfare, for having been very elaborative in the whole reply. In fact, it is not something that is not within the domain of our knowledge. Yes, like what Honorable CM has rightfully referred to. We know the constraints, we know the challenges, but have we explored all the possibilities? That is one thing. And another thing is that let us not go only by what is in circulation in social media. I think there may be some sources which may be circulating certain kind of information, but that is where we need to be more cautious. Because this particular project, again, we have to also look at the background of the project which was conceptualized and how it has been referred to. First thing about that hospital. The whole program for establishment of medical college and the assistance given by Government of India thereof with attached hospitals, district or referral hospitals. These are to start. These are to start with. It is not that these attached hospitals are adequate enough to be a teaching hospital of a medical college. Obviously not. But it is conceptualized in order to facilitate the takeoff. It is only for taking off. Subsequently, the Tura Medical College also will be similar. It has to exit its control over to Tura Civil Hospital. That is the natural transition that will take place. But here, the challenge lies. Medical college is not only for providing education, but a referral center. Now, when the private investor is already, as has been also replied, which is very clear, that once they establish their own hospital as teaching hospital for the medical college, the whole game changes. That is where the concern is. So we have to take cognizance of that. We are talking about an agreement for 33 years. To be automatically renewed for another 33 years, 66 years. By then, I don't know who will be here in this August House, dealing with these challenges, to reconnect the dots as to how the whole background emanated and how it was closed as far as the decision is concerned, as a tie-up between the government and the private entity. So these are areas of concern. Since people are talking about concerns and we are to be receptive, now the background. See, there is one very important background which I want to make a submission in a very nutshell, Mr. Speaker, sir. We were confronted by unprecedented challenges of lawlessness, terrorism. And after the suspension of operation in 2004, we expected that we will be able to put an end to this whole problem of lawlessness. But somebody left, somebody deserted, established another, which was then notified as a terrorist organization by the Government of India. The GNLA came out. Somebody from NBC ran out. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, these are concerns. On the basis of that, what we tried to do was that, okay, whatever is the perceived gap in the developmental aspects will be taken care of, and medical college is one of them. We told them that, look, we are already doing this. Look, we are already doing this. Thereby ensuring that we are not somehow subjected to kind of an unforeseen derailment of this whole peace process, and we were able to achieve.
Because, sir, I thought that Elo wanted to talk about other things also. Now he's also started to
I have
to go on.
I have to
Then
tell you
I
the
will have to
background.
also, sir. I also have to reply, sir. After that, I'm just giving.
So here
message,
in this
that's also.
tax settlement,
So I will
para
take my time to
5.1,
reply.
This is reflected. I think CM will have the copy of this, and Honorable Health Minister also should have this copy. These are background. You know how we restored peace, how we ensured confidence, instilled confidence and trust to have a sustainable peace. Therefore, the background is also required to be understood. Therefore, challenges notwithstanding, let us discuss. Let us find out. But then, the background is also very important, and therefore, I would like to urge upon the government to see that the original objective of establishment of this medical college is given due weightage, and let this whole objective be not derailed. Derailment I refer to is because of the delay also. Because we delayed. And delay is for whatever reasons we delayed. So these are all contributory factor for what we have come now. But we explored all the possibilities? Have we explored this particular provision which was referred to by the government policy? Enhancement of age limit for appointment. Was it done? Yeah. So all these things are important, and how we explore all other ways and means of getting faculty members. We have to put together our heads and then see that we overcome this challenge.
So as mentioned, sir, by the Honorable Elo, that all the options, he just mentioned that we should have explored the option of increasing the age limit. We have already done it. We have already increased the age limit to allow the doctors to be able to, continue their service because the number of doctors is less. So we are exploring every possible options. I even mentioned, I think Honorable Minister mentioned that we also have explored the option of talking to not-for-profit hospitals to engage with us, to help us and support us so that we can make this functional. They have denied. We have spoken to our own doctors and asked them that would you be willing to come in and join us, to run this medical college. And most of them have denied. So that is the kind of situation we face. We've done our homework in the last 3 years. But yet, sir, we are not going to say that we're going to stop. We will continue to engage. We'll continue to find options. We'll be happy to explore what it is. And the last point, sir, which I wanted to mention about the hospital aspect, which Honorable Elo had mentioned, is that is exactly our point. So today, if this comes up as a government college, now for example, if Shillong Medical College is there, so the civil hospital will remain to be continued to for as long as possible. So therefore the question of us putting up a new hospital from the government expenditure as of now doesn't arise because we will not have that kind of resources immediately to build up a completely new hospital. So therefore in Tura also, if we do not have this hybrid model, the referral hospital will continue as civil hospital and MCH. We will not get a new hospital, we will not get new manpower there. The doctors who are there already teaching in medical college will continue to be working in the civil hospital and that system will continue. So the question of a larger hospital coming up will not arise because the funds are not
that
there.
provision I have already said during my submission, it is there.
No, this is more becoming like a, I don't know, this is not a short duration discussion anymore.
Provision
Sir,
is there.
they made it long, sir. I have to also reply
This
long.
provision
Sir.
is there. That's why I'm telling
Sir,
you.
the provisions, sir, we are going to explore all provisions. I'm not saying we're not going to explore, but it's not as simple as just simply saying that, these provisions. So therefore, there are complications. And as I said, we're happy to engage in this. But I am again reiterating, sir, we have got a huge challenge of manpower, and that is really the biggest challenge in front of us. And I'll be happy if we can get suggestions on how we can move forward.